Hey guys, what's going on? It's Derek from Derek's Horror Stuff, and I just finished watching the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022, what do you want to call it, like a sequel, and I got some thoughts. I have to do this kind of quick, but I wanted to get my thoughts out while it was still fresh in the brain. So first things first, I did not go into this movie with any sort of expectations. I'm a fan of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. The first one itself is obviously it's a classic. Gunnar Hansen was awesome. But the sequels that then went after it, I was not a huge fan of. I did like the remake, but this one was interesting, to say the least. So, where do we begin here? So, first of all, they made it really, Gen Z, millennial. They wanted to try to make it hip, and so they brought in a lot of social networking and influencer type of stuff, which is kind of interesting because they didn't really go for any big names in this. They don't have any actual influencers. They don't have any actual, well, at least that I know of. They don't have any big actors, big names in this movie, which is fine, but I don't know, maybe that could have brought something to it. But anyway, now we're supposed to be 50 years past the original. It was 1974, so 80, 90, 04, 14, so almost 50 years past the OG Leatherface movie, and I'd say maybe a good 45 minutes into this movie, things start to really pick up. We have the influencers. They go, they're basically, their thought is to take over this town, and they're gonna make it some big coffee shop or something like that, and pretty much just run the place. They don't care about who's there already. They really think that they have just the deeds for all of these places, I guess. They go into this one place, they go into this old orphanage, and there's an old lady who takes care of Leatherface, basically. They freak her out with the thought of leaving, even though they're in the wrong, and she ends up having a heart attack and dying. So, spoiler alert, there are a lot of spoilers in this review. So, if you don't want the spoilers, head out now. But anyway, so they go from there. Leatherface ends up in the ambulance with them. First mistake I see in this movie. Out of all of these millennials, they're like, oh, one of us has to go in the ambulance. One of us just has to go. And so this girl has nothing to do with anything. Is like, you know what? I'll go see how she's doing. You know, I'll take one for the team. Stupid. Like, there's no reason for her to go. It's just a stupid plot point. So anyway, they're in the ambulance. The old lady dies. Leatherface freaks out, basically pulls a Halloween, Rob Zombie was at H2, I think it was, where Michael Myers freaks out and just attacks the guys. The paramedics, kills, man. The kills are good. I will give credit to the kills. First kill of the movie takes place in that ambulance where the guy's hand gets snapped off and shoved back into him. I don't know if that can really happen. I don't know if, I'm not really that big into the anatomy of what's in our bodies, I guess. But if it can happen, it's pretty cool. And if not, hey, it was a cool effect, you know? But anyway, Leatherface comes, grabs the lady, blah, 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 does what he does. Cuts the face off his mother, puts it on himself. Sorry. And that's what we have for the rest of the movie. So from there, the kills are really good. There's a ton of gore. Some things I did not like. One of them, when they're on the bus. I think the bus scene was really cool. I like how the decapitated head came in and just got flung in. That was really neat. And I did love the kills on the bus. There's a ton of gore. You got Leatherface lifting people up with a chainsaw. You got him slicing off limbs. People crawling around, blood flying everywhere. That's awesome. One thing I hated, that I hate in all the horror movies, is when they go to tap on the glass and they're trying to get out, but they're just really tapping like this. Like, that shit just kind of pisses me off, because a little bit further in, the lady, the one girl, realizes, like, oh, I'm on a bus. Bus windows go sideways, so let me just slide this over and I can just go right out. So that's one thing that kind of agitated me. But again, not the end of the world. Just shit like that is what pisses me off in horror movies. Not even this particular movie, just regular, in general, horror movies. Just break the goddamn glass. And there's so many cases in this movie where they could have escaped had they broken the goddamn glass. The car. They get put into a car. They're trapped in the back. They're locked in. Oh, we can't get out of here. We can never leave. Leatherface comes, smashes the window. That's all you have to do is smash the goddamn window, people. But anyway, back on track. Again, some things I did like. I did like the gore. I did like the kills. I thought that the, come any closer, we'll cancel you thing was stupid. I thought maybe I would like it based on the preview, based on today's society. But it was dumb. It didn't fit in. I did think it was funny that they had the comments going, and people were just like, that's fake. This is the fakest blood, stuff like that. because that's funny, because that's the shit that actually happens on the internet, as we all know. But again, you know, just some more things I was not a fan of. I did not like that Leatherface is supposed to be an 80-year-old old dude at this point. And, you know, he's like a freaking ninja. Like, Leatherface was never supposed to be the slowest of them. He was always kind of quick, in a way. But come on, man. Come on. Now he's older than ever. It's the same Leatherface that killed, you know, the original people and left Sally, who we'll get into in a second. And he's supposed to be chasing these people quicker than them. He's quicker than, like, 19-year-olds running down the street. Come on, man. Get out of here. Get out of here. On top of that, we have Sally. We got the OG from the original movie. Now, it's not the same actress because that actress unfortunately passed away a while back, but we do have the, you know, original character who was brought back to take on Leatherface. Now, apparently, we note this in the beginning of the movie, that she has been looking for Leatherface for the last 50 years. Now, that's kind of interesting because Leatherface, he doesn't really move. He just stays in kind of the same area. But, you know, he hasn't done anything mischievous in the last 50 years for them to catch him, I guess. So, you know, I'll take that at face value. Finally, this lady gets wind of Leatherface, and she's like, oh, yeah, you know what? Now's my time for redemption. She comes back. She locks these fools in the back of the car. She gets out with her shotgun, ready to blast off. Now, it's very, very Halloween 2018 vibes. And I'm talking really similar. I'm talking Laurie Strode, Halloween Kills, Evil Dies Tonight, you know, the whole thing. Very close. And 2022 is just proving to be an interesting year where we're reviving a lot of the horror franchises that we grew up on, that we used to like. But you know what? At a certain point, people just, they get kind of old, and the story gets kind of old. So, I mean, in this case, you know, we have an old lady chasing after him with a shotgun. Cool. What really, really grinds my gears here, she traps the two survivors, basically, that she has at the time. Traps them in the back of her car, says, we're going to use you as bait. I want to kill Leatherface. I've been going after him 50 goddamn years. Let's murder this son of a bitch. Cool. She goes in. She finds Leatherface without a problem. Walks right up to him. Shotgun pointed right at his head. Has him turn around. He's sitting down and everything. Doesn't even have his chainsaw in hand. Doesn't shoot him. Clear line of sight to his head. Doesn't shoot him. Leatherface stands up. She's bitching about, oh, do you remember me? You don't remember me. No shit, he doesn't remember you. It's been 50 years. You know how many people this dude killed? He doesn't remember you. He's not even stable to begin with. But in the midst of all that, she lets him stand up. He grabs his chainsaw. He revs it up. He's standing there. And she still hasn't shot him. Now, at a certain point, she goes to do that, but he pushes her away because he's a big, strong guy. He's like an 80-year-old Jackie Chan or something. Like, this dude is just all over the place now. So anyway, long story short, again, spoiler alert, she gets killed. And it's bad. Like, it's not, she doesn't even have much of a storyline. They just pick up a quick little bit from the front, from the first movie, and we're like, hey, we're going to throw that here, make this more interesting, and make it a little bit more like Halloween, because Halloween did really well in the box office. And then, like I said, you know, overall, the movie, I didn't think it was horrible. I did not think it had a great plot. I did not think it had great character development, because it had practically none. There's a lot of things I did not like. Something I really did like is my gore rating. And for this movie, the gore rating is going to be my first ever 5 out of 5. There are some good kills. There's a lot of chainsaw kills. There's a lot of, just a lot of blood, guts, dismembered body parts. The end kill was my favorite. That made the movie for me. It's not that I didn't see it coming. It's just that, you know, the girl gets snatched out of the car and immediately gets decapitated, and Leatherface has her head and the chainsaw. That's cool. And you can't argue me on that, whether you like the movie or you didn't like the movie. That part was freaking cool. But anyway, guys, I got to wrap it up. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the movie. Like I said, a lot of pros, a lot of cons. And I honestly think maybe there's a reason that it went straight to Netflix. But again, you guys let me know. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share the video around. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.